Hello buddy and welcome back to another Viking episode. Viking is an Anarchy server with a few rules, so not total anarchy. It's also got some custom armor, gears, and currencies, which we will be experimenting with today. We are finally rich enough to be able to buy one of the legendary wares over there. We can get probably the best weapon in the game, known as Plagued Duskbringer. So we have 5 bags of rubies, which is the best currency. Gold is the next best currency, and then silver, the next best currency. And if we go to legendary wares, we can see that this guy has a few trades for us. We've got the guillotine for 4 ruby bags, the corrupt guillotine for 5 ruby bags and 5 gold bags, sharpness 9, unbreaking 5, and the corrupt variant of guillotine. So refined edge increases the effectiveness of beheading. Got Crimson Severance, which has a custom enchant called Cursed Cripple. This cursed legendary variant of Severance has an empowered slow effect, and the ability to cause vision, impairing confusion. That's awesome. But the one that we're going to be buying today, Plagued Duskbringer. Sharpness 10, Sweeping Edge 4, Unbreaking 9, and Plagued Withering. All those above enchants are above their maximum for vanilla. And Plagued Withering, what that does is, this reforged variant of the Duskbreaker consumes the soul of slain enemies and forever holds it within the blade. So if we click on that, this is gonna be so powerful. And I am terrified of losing it because I'm not very good at PvP and I die sometimes just in the wild. You know, I'll fall in some lava and die, and if I lose this, I'm gonna be so upset. Luckily it is netherite, so if we do die in lava, at least we'll be able to recover it. Now, today we are doing something a bit out of the ordinary. You see, I was invited to a Discord called the Viking Builders Guild. And this is a guild that is aiming to kind of bring some history to the server with various builds. Our first objective is to build some statues around the random teleport area, basically promoting this Discord and letting people know that we exist. I'm not very good at building myself, but I love to see different builds and history of the server, so I figure we'll be a little bit of a part of it, and we can build our statue around somewhere, let people know what we are, and we'll also leave a chest that one of the owners of this group will fill with some beginner gear for people who are just starting out who may stumble across this statue. So I have just a few things on me, and I'm gonna kind of just go with my imagination here. I don't really know what I'm doing for sure, and I didn't bring many materials, but I want to see how this turns out. We're just gonna make a bit of a statue here and see what happens. We'll get some wood from this tree over here, because I do need to make a sign so that we can correctly advertise this, and I also really want to come across a mob or something so that we can test out this plagued Duskbreaker right here. I want to scatter some spider webs around here, just make it look like it's really old and mysterious and beaten up. So this isn't really too much of a statue, it looks more like just a little random structure, but I think it's gonna suffice for this one at least. I kind of want to build a few of them and see if we can't make some different cool designs just to advertise this group again, and it will give people some starter gear if they do happen to find this place. So let's plop down a chest and this sign. Alright, that first build has been confirmed with the guy who's running this guild. So now I want to set up another statue. I don't know how many of these we're gonna do. This won't take the whole episode, but I do want to create several of these statues to kind of gain some... There's this thing called Builder Rep. So the more builds that you complete for this guild, the more builder rep you get, and then you're more trusted and you have access to more of the other builds and such. So it's a really cool way to do it, I think. We're gonna make like a kind of like a modern art thing. Yeah. It's gonna look really weird and disconcerted. So again, I'm a terrible builder. I fully realize this. I'm not trying to say that I'm a good builder or anything. I'm just kind of having fun and you know, trying to be a part of this. Put some history into the server and everything, because I love servers with a bit of history. I think I'm actually going to put some shroom lights around this one, just so it's a little bit easier to see. You know what, maybe actually we'll put some grass blocks back here, and then in the corners where there are nothing, we'll put shroom lights, so that if somebody's walking around at night without their brightness turned all the way up, they can still spot this place, and it looks kind of weird and mysterious. So we've actually got Semi-Pro Storm 141, a member of the guild, to help us build some more statues here. He says he's got an idea, so let's see what he's got. So he thinks a desert well would be a cool idea, and I totally agree. It would be awesome if there was something actually in the desert well, or we make it look a little bit bigger or different so that somebody notices, hey, something's up with this one. I put away the Plagued Dustbringer, by the way, or Dustbringer, whatever one it is. Because I realize it's not actually that great for just walking around in the wild. It does not have fire aspect, it doesn't have looting or anything like that. Oh, somehow we've got to get this zombie off of the chicken. Hey, there we go, you beautiful baby. Because it doesn't have looting or fire aspect or mending, it's not really worth carrying around in the wild. It's more of a PvP sword. So we'll use it sometimes for some PvP events where we don't have to worry about losing our items. But other than that, we're probably not going to end up using it a lot. But we're going to go ahead and just plop a campfire maybe right here. That's fine. So it'll give off a bit of smoke, kind of attract people to it. Alright, this one's looking pretty nifty. I mean, again, these aren't any huge, big statues, but remember that they're in random teleport range, and they're very, very, very likely going to be destroyed quite quickly. But if you were just some random new person who just joined and you see this campfire and this big well structure and a chest with a sign, I mean, you'd be kind of interested. So I think it's a good way to get the word around that this group exists, and get some new members. Didn't know if I was going to do this in this episode or not, but I want to begin working on a new base. Here goes nothing. I am really liking how this place is looking. I've decided to call it the Crimson Spire. And we've got the beacon going through the center, we've got red windows. We're gonna have this crimson whatever it's called, going around in a spire, which is why it's called the Crimson Spire, and we're also going to have it in a loop around here on the floor. Now, when I'm not using the beacon, I like to put some wool over it, because that makes it so that people can't find it. You know, if they're flying really high and they see a beacon beam, that's gonna, you know, obviously tell them that something's here. They could fly over this base without seeing it. It's kind of hard to see on a mini-map, and you know, if they don't use a mini-map, it might be out of the render distance, but a beacon beam goes all the way up, so I like to hide it when I'm not using it. Well, we'll come up with some better way to actually hide it. But as you can see, for a lot of this tower, I used netherrack because I didn't have enough of the red nether wood. The spire is going to go higher. This little bubble is actually only a little part of it. So this build is going to be way bigger. We'll be expanding it and everything, but this is decent for the first episode of having this built. What I want to do now is go to the nether and try to replace all of this netherrack with the red netherwood. So here we are. We've got a nice war going on. I will kill this guy for some freshly baked pork chops. So now we have to do the painstaking process of deleting all of this netherrack and exchanging it for these crimson logs. It's gonna be fun. It will look really cool though. I love how the veins look on this texture pack. It's just all glowy and fiery, and I think it's gonna look awesome once we get it all in. Again, it looks kind of weird right now because it's got this weird like mushroom top. It's gonna expand past that. If I bring out my fireworks, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So up here, it continues to go up. This is gonna be a huge spire. It's not gonna be a weird looking mushroom thing. So it's got some more work we need to do to it. We need to make a staircase to actually get up. From this central room here, I can't get up there unless I use an elytra or a teleport. So we need to fix that. We need to make a staircase. We need to do some more decor, interior decoration, stuff like that. But I really like how this looks. I think it's got a cool theme going, and I'm excited to keep building. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, and goodbye!